Insta360 at NAB 2024 just had a monster announcement with the X4. I literally grabbed Michael fresh off, I'm not kidding, fresh off stage. They just got the mascot unmasked here. This is an 8K 360 action cam with a lot of first times. One of the things I think people don't realize with 360 footage is you're constantly cropping in, and that's where the resolution comes in. We get a lot of people like, oh, I don't need 8K. You do when you want to crop in, so when you have all that footage, all that spherical footage, you have a lot of ability here, including stabilization.
Yes. So the 8K is monumental for being able to use a 360 camera for commercial grade content.
Yes.
So in the past with the X2, the X3, with the 5.7K, when you take a 16:9 frame out of it or a vertical frame, you're getting about 1080 or 2K.
Yep.
And you can't do things like zoom in. You get kind of what you get, and the wider, the better it looks. But with the X4, all of that changes. You're able to now extract about 3K resolution files out of the 8K. And the feedback that I've gotten has been pretty unanimous, is that we now finally have a commercial grade 360 camera that I can use for professional purposes, to match with my Sonys, to match with my Canons, to match with my professional cameras, to use for projects that I sell, or just to get better quality footage of myself with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, because it's really a supplemental footage type tool for me, and it does, you can take out a drone and track something, but a lot of the footage you were showing, I'm like, don't need a drone for that.
Yeah.
It really is able to, because it's seeing all around you, still pull a very good looking image from a part of what you're capturing.
That's it, and the key here is that, like, for years people have been sacrificing quality and resolution in order to get access to these game-changing features like the invisible selfie stick for fake drone shots, the ability to reframe and create a almost an unlimited number of shots from the original 360 file, but now you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the high quality, you get the unique features of a 360 camera, and so for a lot of people, it can be their primary camera. It can be a camera that you do everything with.
But you also get a lot out of the post-operation of it, so because you're using part of the image, you kind of get an electronic stabilization after the fact. So let's say you're doing something, you just want to track one thing. Well, if it doesn't need the whole image and it can computerly move the image digitally to compensate for the movement, you get an extra stability factor with this.
Yeah, stabilizing a 360 sphere is completely different than how you stabilize a traditional flat image.
Yes.
And we stabilize at 2 levels. So there's a physical 6-axis gyro that's built into the X4.
So there's mechanical.
That's capturing all of the stabilization and movement data.
Right.
And then there's a proprietary post-processing stabilization algorithm called flow state that you can literally switch on and off with one switch.
Yep.
That will create that gimbal quality stabilization for you.
That's the one thing about the Insta360 is, like, the camera and the hardware is cool, but you did a huge infrastructure build up to this point with the AI editing, the app, all that stuff. Like, all that stuff's great, but you're really just, this is an evolution. This is a big step for the brand.
It is, and it's not about continuing to add new features like bullet time or shot lab templates. This version is all about how do we make the quality finally where it should be.
Yeah.
So by upgrading the resolution, the frame rates, the codec, so now we have a compression that does H.265. The combination of all of that improves all of the existing features that we've had in the product, and that's been something that we've been yearning to do for years and years and years, right?
Yeah, and you actually do get the frame rate boost, so slow-mo with high resolution, what's not to love there, especially with an action camera.
And let me tell you, the 4K 100 has probably been the most impressive mode for me personally. You saw the butterfly footage that I was showing off?
So he's able to actually subject detect and track it. So a butterfly.
A tiny butterfly.
Flying all over the place erratically, and it stayed. I was really shocked. I was like, this isn't real. And then, you got a phone call. It's like, oh, it actually is from his phone. It actually is happening.
It wasn't pre-recorded, yeah.
No, I was very impressed with it. There's a lot of things happening with this camera. There's a lot of things. And I also wanted to talk on, you're listening to user feedback a lot, to a point where you're adding things like a removable, like almost industrial lens cover for this thing for an action camera.
That was 100% user feedback. The biggest request is, hey, when am I gonna have higher resolution, and when am I gonna be able to protect my lenses better? And the sticky lens guards that we had in the past, they just didn't quite cut it because they were cumbersome.
And they were committed.
They were committed. Yeah, and even if you peel them off, then you gotta deal with that glue, and so it's not an ideal solution. So the removable lens guards are really, really useful.
So outside of the marketing stuff, what can we look at for a realistic runtime for 8K 30? What can we get out of like 8K 60? Give me some.
Yeah, so 8K 30 will give you about 70 minutes of recording, which is so you chop the 135 minutes that the camera can fully do in half, and you get about 75 minutes, which is actually massive because the X3 runtime for just 5.7K 30 is about 70 to 75 minutes or so. So we can now match that with 8K on the X4.
And I know what you're thinking, which is what I was thinking, is 8K is a lot of data, and you don't want to put it on your phone to edit. You got the reader.
We got the reader, we got the ability to chop everything that you don't want in advance and only bring the portions that you care about into your app. And it's a huge game changer.
And you're hearing all this stuff and you're like, I probably aren't. $499?
All for $499, yeah. So the price of the X3 was $449 with the new AI chip that we put in there, with the new premium materials, with the lens guards.
Yep.
It more than compensates for the slight price increase.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see more about this when we get in hand for the channel. So stay tuned at Adorama TV for more from this. Hit the links down below because you're literally releasing it right now. Like, people are literally lining up right now for it, which is unheard of at a show, by the way.
We just put them out on the table, so.
Oh no, we watched you guys literally like before the show opened up, like getting them ready, showing all the apps, trying to update things. I was like, they're really doing this right now. And yeah, it's no kidding. So I really appreciate the genuine, the honesty, everything. I mean, it really was his phone plugged in, looking at phone calls. Amazing, very exciting. Michael, thank you so much, man.
Thank you guys, appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you, everyone.
I mean, it can't be NAB without seeing my boy Barry. What's up, man?
Hey, man, how are you doing?
Chilling, boss. You know that we've outfitted the Adorama event space with Nanlite, and we're very grateful for you guys to hook us up with that. But you always have something new cooking. And right now, I feel like RGB is like everywhere and everything.
Yes.
And you've got some higher output lights with full color. What do we got? What am I looking at?
So what you're looking at right there is an FS300C. So it's got the full color engine, which is an RGB WW, and it has the ability to have all those lovely RGB features that you need when you're trying to light something up. We had so many people asking, hey, we need something that's higher than a 60-watt light when it comes to being that. So 300 was the one they kind of settled on for the price for the FSs, and then we got another one to show you in the FCs.
But the FSs means that this is it. This is the whole unit. It means you plug this in, you're ready to go. No crazy box, no ballast. And you keep the price a little lower.
Yes, sir, we did. So this guy's probably going to come in at least under $300.
For a 300-watt full color light.
I know.
That's bananas, right? But I need more power than that. What do I do?
You need more than 300.
I always need more power. I always break. Yeah, I want more power.
Let me jump you up to a 500 watt.
A 500 color, 500C.
FC 500. This guy is a beast. It really is. This is probably one of the brightest lights I've seen. It's the FC version, which also does the plug-in, but it also does a new piece that we have, which is an adapter that allows you to be able to run batteries off of it.
This is crazy, man.
Oh, it is, man. It really is crazy. And we're so excited about this coming to market because of the fact that everybody's been asking, I want something with high power output on the Nanlite side that will give us that, you know, because usually they're talking about Nanlux and the 900C.
Well, we've been using the 500 Forza for a while, so I know how much power comes out of it. Now you mix that with color.
Oh, man.
It's unbelievable what you can do with this thing.
It really is great. And we're very, very excited about it for something that's probably going to be around the range of about 800 bucks.
Okay, so let's say smaller production, smaller, a live streamer, something. I want something lower cost, smaller footprint, but gives me some versatility.
I got some new pieces for you for that, Seth. So we're talking about the new FC60B as well as the new FC120B. Both new little lights, extremely lightweight, easy to get around with, easy to use. You know, what people are looking for when they're looking for something that's an effective, cost-effective solution to lighting.
120 is new for you guys.
Yeah, 120 is new for us because usually we go up to the 150.
Yeah.
This 120 we think is going to be great, and it's going to fit right in like hand to glove, so to speak, with being able to have a little bit brighter than the 60, but just enough that people are going to love it.
And bicolor, so you got some control.
Always bicolor because that's what everybody seems to want nowadays. So bicolor solution so I can match any type of skin tone.
Once you're able to dial in a warm tone, like you never want to just not have that ability.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to match an ambient room, if it's a little warmer, match it to that, then you balance in camera, boom, so you've got it. So that's some two very small, affordable options out there.
Yeah, less than 300 on the 120, less than 200 on the FC60B.
For bicolor.
Yes,
like
bicolor fixtures.
Awesome.
Nanlite's ready to go when it comes to that. They really
Well,
are.
you guys outfitted us in the event space with a lot of panels, and something's over my shoulder over
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna go look at some new panels that we've got. We have quite a bit to look at for you guys.
Let's go take a look. So in the event space, we use the mixed panel 150s, which we've been really using a lot. We use one of them just to light our Coffee with Creators live stream that we do on Wednesdays. Well, you've got some new panels here. I'm really kind of digging this little strip right here, man.
So Pavo Slims really came out for us last year, Seth. They were the 1x2 and the 1x1. So what they wanted to do is, because of the success we had with those, they wanted to come up with some new sizes. So this is one of the new sizes. This is a 60-watt panel, but it's a longer. So it's like a 2 by a half is what it is. And remember, it's paper thin. It is such a thin light. So it makes it really easy for you to stick it anywhere you need to for whatever you might be doing. So a lot of podcasting studio folks, a lot of those folks that are trying to get content creation, we know a lot of those guys, don't we? They want to try and have that type of stuff. So this type of lighting is kind of what Nanlite was thinking with that. But they also thought in the larger size. So like above our heads here is a 2x2 that actually allows for you to have a much larger piece that will give you basically a large soft source with a softbox with everything you need, pretty much ready to go out of the box.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a small footprint, lightweight, easier to grip, not needing as heavy of a grip system for it, which, yeah, home people, you've got a small channel, you're not usually used to doing this type of stuff. You know, we've got C-stands laying around, but not everybody does, right? I mean, the strip light, you got some nice rim light on your
edge, right?
Yeah, edge, all that stuff. And then you just got your nice key light and you're done, you're ready to go. And that's a nice amount of surface area if you have a lot of light, more than one person or something like that.
The only other big one I have is we have a 4x1. So it's basically a long light. That's a 4x1. Studio type situation is probably where you see it working mostly in, but it is really nice for a nice bright flat light that doesn't weigh a lot.
Yeah, and I could also see that for like cascading across the background really easily, things like that.
Yep.
And if we're seeing a lot of flat solutions, and I'm kind of seeing another one over there. All right,
yeah,
that's new over there, right?
We really want to show you.
Yeah. So like I said before, we were using the mixed panel 150s, and you were like, I got something for you at the next NAB show that you're going to want to look at. That you're going to look.
You and I talking about this.
And then I walked past this, and I'm like, wait, this is new, and you're calling this like the aliens or something?
So it's called an alien, and it's an alien because if you spin it around for everybody to see, it kind of has alien eyes on the back of it. That's where kind of the name comes from. But what's really cool about this light is the fact that how bright it is. I mean, it is such a bright fixture.
But it's also got the lenses on the LED, similar to your Slim.
60-degree lenses on top help amplify the light to make it that much brighter through the thing. So watch yourself if you're going to turn that up, Seth.
Listen, I need my alabaster skin to get some. Wow, you're kidding me? I'm at 50%.
It really gives you a lot of light for a very smaller solution. This is a 300 watt right here. We also have a 150 watt full RGB solution. It's got all the bells and whistles. One of the cool things about it is the fact that this guy is actually IP54.
Oh.
So the head itself can get in the rain and do whatever you need to do. Now the actual controller has a cover for it that'll allow you to be able to cover it up so you don't have that problem. But you can get this thing wet and be able to work with it, and it should do what you want it to do. Same with the little guy, it'll do the same thing. You've got all these different ways, CCTs, HSIs, you've got an XY coordinates, you've got gels by Lee, you've also got effects, and you can build your own color.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing more and more is smaller footprint, higher output, easier to carry, easier to rig.
Yes.
And I mean, you've got a lot of solutions there. This is an insane amount of power. I'm not just saying that. That's the first time I cranked this light up. That was nuts. I think we're going to need a few of these for the event space.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case.
I'm going to do that.
I think so.
But the FS300C, the 500C, the 120B, the 60, I mean, this is crazy. So check out the links down below for all the new stuff you guys came with a lot of new stuff this time.
We did, yeah. This year is the year of Nanlite. Last year was Nanlux because we introduced the 2400. This year is definitely about Nanlite and what new, not only new lights that we have, model lights, but new panel lights that we come out with.
And again, full system here, tubes, all sorts of stuff. So go check out those links down below. Barry, it's always good to see you,
It's always a pleasure,
Chilling.
my friend. You know that.
Have to swing by DZO because they've been doing so many innovative things in lenses, keeping them lighter, faster, a lot of interesting series. Suzanne's been telling me about one, you've got these 2-time anamorphics going on here, but you also got this series of fast primes happening. So what do we got?
DZOFilm is excited to bring so many lenses to NAB Show 2024 this time. We expand the Pavo Anamorphic with 3 more focal lengths. we have the macro 65mm, 135, and 180. All of them are at 2 times anamorphic for super purified cameras.
Which is very cool, and they're pretty small for what they are.
Yes, and even for the telephoto one is also very compact.
Yeah, that's the
And
180.
all the whole set is within 2 kilos.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got these fast primes, which are all T1.4, 25, 35, 75, and 100.
In fact, we still have another one that is on the camera. We have the 50mm
Oh, okay.
T1.4 as well. For the NAB Show, this is the first presence globally for this set of Arles prime.
Okay.
They're all at T1.4, high-speed prime.
Super fast prime, nice and shallow, and definitely great for low light, obviously.
Yeah, the name Arles is named after the town of Vincent van Gogh that drew a lot of famous paintings there.
Yeah, Vincent van Gogh, well, we're a fan of it. We're Van Gogh fans. We keep our ears on, though. Anyway, so this is really cool. Everything's been going lighter and smaller. Is that kind of what you've been focusing on? Is that like a primary
Yes,
priority for you?
correct. Because there are not only the lenses, but the cameras also have similar trend to make smaller. So
Yes.
people can use the lenses and cameras in more different environments with flexibility.
Absolutely. A lot of fast productions, run and gun locations,
Yeah, right.
stabilization, all sorts of stuff like that. Well, this is very cool. You guys can check out the links down below for both series. Suzanne, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Zach.
All right, we're gonna swing by the Nanuk booth because, I mean, we know Nanuk for these like amazing cases, right? But Charles is telling me they've jumped into backpacks. He's not telling me anything, actually. Our own Fernando has been rocking a Nanuk backpack this entire trip, and I wanna know what's so great about them from Nanuk. So what's going on here, Charles?
So launch, thanks for asking. 5 bags, messenger, 18-liter, 30-35, and duffel bag. What's so great from a pure spec standpoint? We look at the fabric.
They feel
recycled
great.
polyester, feel amazing. The big kicker is all about the ecosystem, which you're opening up right now, right? So it comes with internal dividers, of course. We have our own tri-base, so it's a unique system, so really rugged. You can configure however you want for your organization, right?
But this is also designed to go from your cases to backpack. That's
Yeah.
like the thing, right?
That's the kicker. So we're also offering a line of accessories, our cubics, small, medium, and large. And ultimately, you can go from your backpack to your hard case. So the cubics come with dividers, right? So you
Okay.
can put whatever gear you want in there.
So if I take this out, you basically have a plug and play system. If you're with Nanuk cases already, boom to boom, right?
Correct, yeah. And even our cubics have their own origami system because of the molded wheels, right? So
Okay.
it fits perfectly a 935 or a 938.
Oh, you're talking about the dents, these things.
Yeah, they just pop in
Oh, very cool.
to make sure they smoothly fill in your hard case.
So right now we got 3 sizes, and how many of these?
There's 6 cubics. We got a small, medium, and large, and we have just 2 different heights.
All right, very cool. And they feel really great. It's like you can tell that it was really well made. And what Fernando's been telling me over and over again what he likes about it is you can put a full rig just like right in there and
Right.
pull it right back out. It's got the depth to it, which is cool. And what I like about it is the top has this like kind of protective its own area thing. So if you got that special thing you're carrying for that thing that time, you put it up here, right? And they're sleek. There's like nothing hanging off of them. They're self-contained. They're right on your back. I'm a big backpack fiend. If you've been watching this channel, you guys know I'm a little bit of a psychopath about it. But Fernando grabbed the bag before I could, so he's the one rocking it now. But
Cheers.
very cool. If you guys want to know anything more about the Nanuk system, go check out the links down below. Charles, man, thanks so much.
Thanks for your time.
Well, we had to swing at the Zhiyun because my man Mesami was here, and he's like, yo, I got a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm like, what do you mean a whole bunch? And you really were serious. It's a whole new line.
Yep.
So I'm holding the 300 watt But what is this series? It's the B series? What are we calling it?
This is the B series, so we actually have a whole array of lighting solutions by the Zhiyun company. So B series actually comes in a form factor that you see here. We have the 100 watt, 200 watt, 300 watt, and 500 watt. I know you were asking me about the 400 watt.
I want the 400 watt. He said no, not going to happen.
Nope.
Nah.
So the 300 watt and the 500 watt actually share the same form factor and same size, but the 100 watt and 200 watt is slightly smaller. We have them displayed right over here. So that's the 200 watt, really tiny. You can see it's so small compared to the 300 watt and 500 watt. But these are all very, very powerful compact lights.
And this is it. No ballast, no big
ballast.
box, no like, oh, there's a whole nother part to it. This is the light, and they're bi-color.
They're by-color.
So we're
very
looking...
accurate in coloring. CRI is 95 and above.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And it is really light. So you're looking at 300 watt, like this much of a footprint. I gotta say, you guys have been looking at designs of lighting in a very different way. You've seen those 60s, the 100s, and all that other stuff.
Exactly.
But this is like basically the whole thing's a heat sink.
It is. So I always like to joke that Zhiyun actually makes heat sinks and fans. They just happen to have COB lights attached to them. So this is actually able to run really, really cold, but they're really, really powerful. So the design philosophy behind most Zhiyun lights is lightweight, compact, but powerful and accurate. So this actually embodies all of that together in one single package without the ballast.
That's the big thing, because usually you'd see something like this and there's like the other part to it. But there's also a controller that you can get with this as well, right?
Yeah, we have a controller. So this guy actually comes with a K1 controller. It comes in separately. So this thing here can actually control the light from a wire cord. So you have the basic controls that you can switch around. It's similar to what you have at the back of the light itself. So you have the dimmer control, you have the CCT controller changer as well. So you can actually go into this as well, but you can also control it with the ZY Vega app.
Okay, cool.
So there's Bluetooth on board. You can actually restart this in Bluetooth mode, so you can actually control using your phone.
So imagine you have this rigged, it's up high, or like what I think a lot of people are gonna do is put it behind a computer screen for streaming. They're not gonna reach it every time. You've got your controls still there without having a giant box with it as well.
Exactly.
Very smart.
Very convenient.
And this isn't the only thing. Yeah, you got a series of lights, but you're also showing me over there the Smoke Ninja.
Yeah.
So smoke has been all over the place in a lot of images, a lot of trend stuff. We've seen canned fog, and now you've been doing this like portable. We've seen a lot of these, but this is yours, right? This is the Smoke Ninja.
This is Smoke Ninja by PMI Gear. So this thing is a handheld fog device. Great for entry-level photographers, videographers, cinematographers. I think a lot of people will actually want to use this for high-end production as well because of the amount of smoke it can actually push out.
Yeah, it is surprising how much this can cover in just a small footprint.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, so there are a few modes as well. You have fog mode, you have dry ice mode, you have steam mode. So you also have accessories that can attach to it. So for example, right now we have the fog mode, so you can see how voluminous it is. But if I attach this,
it condenses it.
I switch to dry ice, watch this. It changes immediately.
Yeah, the density and the flow of the fog or smoke, however you want to put it, is going to change. It actually does make a difference depending on what type of mood. Like just like fog is different than haze and everything like that.
Exactly.
But it's in the palm of your hand, guys.
Right. And on top of that, you also have got a remote control, so you can actually attach it to like a metal bar because there's magnet attachments as well.
So you can rig it.
You can rig it, right? You can rig it behind a bar with, as long as there's something metallic behind it. You can also use a controller. Where's the control?
So I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, you could just use a vape machine. Like, no, you're going to do it proper, and you're going to get an actual quality fog out of this.
Like, for example, right, if I were to just put it right here, maybe just pretend that it's connected to a magnet strip right now and it's attached somewhere. I can use this just to engage it. There we go. Right, very easy, very simple setup.
You know who's going to do this, right? You're going to have that kid, that assistant, to go this behind the girl's head. You're going to blow the light through it. You know exactly what shot I'm talking about.
Shall we do that to Seth? You know what? I'm going to do it to you right now. So let's go and try. Oh, there we go.
This is quite relaxing.
It is. This is like a spa right here.
I feel it.
You
actually
feel it?
is quite nice. It actually is quite nice.
So the best thing about the smoke liquid here that you see here, the fog juice, is actually very safe. No residue, well, very little residue, but the most important is that it is actually certified safe for inhalation, ingestion, and touch.
Ingestation.
I'm not kidding. Check this out. So we switch to fog mode now. I'm gonna show you. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So it's actually certified officially by SGS and Actors Equity. There we go. Actors Equity certification. So it's certified safe for use in production as well as stage properties and things like that.
And this is a big deal because you're responsible for whoever's on your set. Don't ever forget that, guys. And if you guys want to know anything about what we've been talking about here at the Zhiyun booth, hit the links down below. Man, I'm glad I ran into you, buddy.
I'm so glad we meet again.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Cool. I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.